Alabama loses to Texas, and Texas did a phenomenal job. Like I said in my halftime video, if we didn't get anything going, Texas was going to win this game. And they did it in dominating fashion, in my opinion. Just Alabama don't look any different from they did last season. I mean, at least last season we had, Bryce Young, and he was really the only good thing on that team last season. You know, of course we had Jameer Gibbs, but Bryce Young was the reason why Alabama went as far as it did last season. It looked like a repeat of last season. Defense looked good at first, but then they gave up a lot of big plays. We couldn't stop the run when we needed to. But really, the pass is what killed us. And I'm going to just read off the stats for the game. Quinn Ewers had all day in the pocket to throw. I mean, what can I say? I got to give Texas credit. They came in Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama and broke our streak of home wins. And hats off to Texas, man. They deserve all the credit. Quinn Ewers had 38 attempts with 24 completions for 349 yards with 3 touchdowns. Like I said, Alabama's secondary got torched all night, and that was supposed to be one of Alabama's strengths this season, in the secondary, on the defense as a whole, and could not stop anything. Looked like the Tennessee game last season. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, you would think, we can't blame Pete Golden at this point. Like, it's something else going on with this defense. Maybe Alabama doesn't have it anymore, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna just say Texas is just a good team. I mean, you got to give them credit. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. Texas came in our house and they did what they're supposed to do. No excuses. Um, Jonathan Brooks, he had 53 yards and a touchdown. Rushing wise, that was the only rushing touchdown they was able to get. They ended the game with 105 rushing yards. So, it's not jumping off, the paper, but, they passed the ball downfield at will. So, Texas did a pretty good job. Jatavian Sanders had he didn't get any touchdowns, but he had 114 yards receiving. A.D. Mitchell, I mentioned that in my halftime report. I said Xavier Worthy got a touchdown earlier. He went, he got 75 yards on a touchdown, but I said they haven't even used A.D. Mitchell yet, and boy, did he have a day. He had 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just couldn't stop him. Alabama has a problem stopping A.D. Mitchell. Even when he was with Georgia, they had a problem with him. So that goes to show you that there's no improvement. That was when we played Georgia. And then last season we got torched by Tennessee. And then this year we get torched by Texas. Alabama has to figure out that back end of that defense. I don't know what the problem is. Just the whole defense as a whole just needs to be fixed. But don't feel confident about where this team at right now. Season's not over. Alabama can still, run the table. But, man, getting beat like this at home, it's crazy. Jalen Miro didn't do any better the second half at all. He threw a touchdown pass, but wasn't consistent. And he had 27 attempts for 14 completions for 255 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, but also had 2 costly interceptions. You can't turn the ball over. I mean, and his decision making at times just wasn't there. At one point he had Ja'Cory Brooks one-on-one with a guy, and he decides to throw the ball into traffic, with a guy that was already covered up. Like, his decision making is just not, there. He hasn't improved, in my opinion, at all. That last game, that wasn't real, in my opinion. We knew going into this matchup that, playing good talent, just as good as Alabama, we'll see where we are. Alabama got a long way to go. Chase McClellan only had 45 yards rushing. He was the leading rusher. Jalen Miro, he had 44 yards rushing. Rodell Williams only had 12 yards. Jam Miller only had 6. So, receiving wise, Kobe Prentice had 68 yards. Jermaine Burton had 58 yards and a touchdown. Mari Knoblack had 45 yards and a touchdown. Like I said, those passes were good, but some of the passes that Jalen Miro threw, he missed like a lot of passes. I mean, he missed that one pass where it could have been a touchdown with Jace McClellan, man. It just, in my opinion, he's not the guy right now. But that's scaring me because we didn't make a quarterback change. You know, to me personally, if we didn't make a quarterback change, it probably means that the other guys aren't ready. So that's looking bad for us. But maybe not. Maybe the other guys can pass the ball a little bit better. But we looked at one-dimensional out there. We ran the ball well, early on in the game, but it got stuffed later on. Texas knew to stop the run, to dare us to pass the ball, and we couldn't get it done consistently. Like I said, we got 2 touchdowns, but we couldn't get it done consistently. It cost us the game, in my opinion. A lot of stall drives on offense. Like I said, the defense can only cover for so long, but it's no excuse. They still got beat. Total yards for Texas, 349 passing yards and 105 rushing yards. They ended the game with 454 total yardage. Alabama only had 255 passing, 107 rushing. They ended the game with 362 yards total offense. That's bad in today's game. You want to at least get 450 in to 500. 362 is not cutting it. Jalen Miro, I like the guy, but we got to get some type of passing game going. Now, I'm not saying that the receivers weren't getting open because Texas really didn't have to send a lot. They didn't really have to blitz us that much. They were getting pressure with 3 earlier. And it's hard to pass on a team that got 8 guys out there in the backfield covering guys. So, and that's why, I kind of miss Bryce Young because he was able to still find guys open even when teams played us like that. But Jalen Miro still doesn't know how to read a defense, and hopefully he can get better if he's the guy for us in the next game. Nick Saban has some things he has to change, in my opinion. He's really going to have to buckle down because if he doesn't, Alabama's going to be looking at the schedule's going to get even tougher. We got Ole Miss coming up, and we got Texas A&M, I think, and all these other SEC teams, man. They're probably licking their chops right now because it looks like Alabama don't have an offense, consistent offense. And we heard all that talking this offseason, and, after the Middle Tennessee game, that Alabama was going to come out with a type of attitude. They didn't show it to me, and I'm admitting that as an Alabama fan. I'm still roll tide to the day I die. We just got to fix some things. But congratulations to Texas. Y'all earned it. And it's going to be interesting to see what y'all do in y'all conference going forward. I got them winning their conference, but they still got to play Oklahoma and TCU and teams like that. But Texas looked real good. Texas is the team in the Big 12, in my opinion. I think they could potentially be in the playoffs this season. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And once again, guys, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with another video. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.